friend of mine, Paul Scharf. He's a missionary for the organization Friends of Israel. And I had given him a quote on these ash trees, and then, you know, I support him in his mission. And I thought, you know, it'd be really practical just to do this. I have the technology and the equipment and the skills. Why don't I, you know, the reason I exist is to, you know, set people free to a more abundant life. So why don't I do that right here? So it just seemed real practical to do this. So we're gonna have some fun today, and we're gonna put this ash tree on the ground. Yeah, maybe. And Eli was happy enough to help me out. Just threw my chain. That is so maddening. That is so maddening. That's not going back on. That got every raker in the book. That was a brand new chain. Yeah, that's kind of the drain field for the mound septic over there. And I want to try to get this to come over this way. So I need to turn this basket a little bit. All right, shut that off so I can think. All right, we want this to move to the right. So I'm gonna notch it, but we don't want to go too far because we'll get a side break. We got quite a bit of side weight that way. We don't want to break our hinge. So I want to make the hinge this way a little bit, not all the way. We don't want to get too hungry. We got a little stump out there. I'm probably going to aim right to the left of that stump with my notch. And then I'll want to get the back side first and then finish on this side, so I get a nice thick hinge on this side. So we'll see here. We've got a heavy lean. I could plunge cut this. I think I will. And then we won't get a barber chair. Or maybe I can cut on the back side there and then come hard. But I think I'm gonna try to plunge cut it. little narrower notch that came over pretty far, and you know, everything stayed on this side, but a more narrow notch would have got that to break free sooner. But I kind of wanted the hinge to hold for a while to get it all the way over here, so we stayed pretty much off the drain field, so that's a good thing. Well, that was exciting. Yeah, I held on a long time. I was expecting the hinge to break a little sooner. This is really hard, so my chain is not dull, guys. She goes. See if we can't spill a little weight off of this first. I came right down on top of that curve and it held. It didn't break off, and it stayed there for the brake cut, so that's a good deal. These recoils are really something on these 562s. Alright, just use the back cut. Yeah, we might. All right, we gotta switch the saw blade on this Silky. This is pathetic. I don't know why guys put up with this. That is dull. And I use them a lot, so it's painful when they're dull. Like I'd be halfway through with it. I'm gonna get mine off my... Thought about putting mine on my leg. Yeah, when I'm coming down here, so. So this leans this way. I want to make my brake cuts perpendicular to that lean. so that that stays there and waits for me to break it off. Didn't quite break off of there the way I wanted it to. Canted towards I'm gonna drop cut it right here, and then
you want the 95 on that lower one?
Oh, you were thinking of going below there?
No, I wasn't thinking. You're taking that Y in 2 pieces. You're taking it in one.
I'm taking this side as one, and then I better go up and piece that out.
Okay, I'm going to go about it.
Yeah, I guess we could bring a tagline up. What not? Oh, I see, and go down there and pull it all off.
Not the whole thing. Just that half of the Y.
Yeah, but down to here. Well, no. I mean, this weight helps if we take the, but then I'm kind of, wow. Yeah, I want to step back and see that, because I think that yeah. Oh, that's so sad. Brand new chain, and I just heard it rattling on the rakers. Let's get over here where we can see what we're looking at. Okay. So you see what happened on the lower one? That butt held on and then fell that much farther past the tree. So if we were to make a notch here and try to utilize this weight to get this all out there, if we get that kickback, that's not at all the angle I'm looking at. You're on a drain field right now. So if I take this front side off by itself, it just goes with no pull. And then we could pull the second one off right up here. And that's all way more predictable, and I can be right there and I can push that butt off. But I probably want that lower piece of wood out of the way so we don't get a funky bounce off of that. So I think I'm going to take this by itself out there a little ways, so I got some grace, and then we're going to take this chunk off. Then we're going to go down there and take that big wood off, and then we're going to notch this right here with a rope up there and use the loader to pull this back weight out and over. So there's the plan, there's a talk through. Okay, so I made my notch too wide before, and it seems that we've got a little greenness in this ash still. It's not like totally brittle. That could make a funny landing, so I'm gonna drop cut that off I'm just thinking about the landing on this, and this could make the butt go funny. Now, notice I stayed on the cut. It started coming over and I didn't back out to watch it hinge and have this hinge hang on like that one did. So I stayed on the cut, and I even, like as it jumped off, my saw jumped up and cut this. So I cut it free by keeping the saw going and just let it go. I had the lean, so once it's go, I want that butt out there, not way back here by the house. All right. Brake cut there, I undercut it. It just wanted to hang there. Look at that. Okay, I want to get that wood out of the way. All right, I missed just a little corner back there. One little corner. Almost wanted to hang on to that. All right, we'll go up and get a rope on this. Okay, so we can't trust these upper branches of the ash tree. So I want to tie an anchor there. I'm going to use this sling. We also can't trust these fine little branches to hang on. So we're going to go like this. Now what this is going to do is this is going to create a compression force through the force of this pole is going to run in between these two angles. So this is going to be out here like this. So this force is going to be coming down here like this. I can move this back around, and I can get that force very close to parallel with this limb. And so we're putting a compression force on this limb and not a pulling force. You know, where it could break down there, it could break up here somewhere. But this compression force is going to be solid. And I can even move this back a little farther. And we can get that compression force almost right in that limb. So you got to use these forces to your advantage. I'll toss this down to Eli. All right, so I'm gonna go right at him, and we're gonna follow the example of that one. We're gonna cut like a Humboldt and make it fairly narrow. So as this comes over, now I can make it a little wider because I got a tad bit of back lean on this trunk. So we want this, you know, we want this over here before it breaks loose. We don't want our hinge closing when it's here. So I can make this a little more open, but I'm still gonna stay in there and keep the option of staying on the cut. So I can cut that baby free, and we want that butt somewhere out there. We don't want it like somehow bouncing back here. We're gonna cut it so that it at least is possibly on this side of the trunk. Do I have a shelf down there? There's kind of a shelf. So, but it'll probably bounce off that direction. You want to think through these angles before you make your notch. You can go a little bit. All right, you got enough. So you see, it still came over quite, it moved this way a little bit, but we're still well out, you know, almost 18 inches from the trunk. But if I wouldn't have stayed on the cut, that might have held on long enough to put that butt right over here, or maybe, you know, coming over by the house. So because if that comes over, those tips are way back here, and then that butt's gonna drive right into the siding of the house. So that's pretty critical to like get that loose. So as soon as I'm kind of watching out of the peripheral of my vision, that trunk's over here, I can cut this baby free, and I just stay on the cut and let her fly. Well, there was some good, you know, it never ceases to amaze me on filming. Like, oh, it's just a simple takedown. But there was some teachable stuff in that tree. Every tree is stinking different. This was my first experience with this tree. It'd be nice if we had frozen ground. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like Paul's overly concerned with his grass. He was, of course, concerned about his drain field, so we honored that. A couple divots. They'll piece back. Oh, I'm doing the wrong lever. The middle lever is the auto. The manual runs off of this lever. So we bang up those black covers a lot. Well, that's what he hit. He hit that right there. Oh, I hit his outrigger? Oh, I did hit his outrigger, and it was that outrigger. I did that. I did that. I left an Instagram this morning claiming ownership to some of our damage. In fact, there is a coined term in Ham's Arbor Care of hamage. And there is a reason why they say hamage. It's because two hams in particular, Kevin and Taylor, I mean, you know, law of averages, we're the ones dropping stuff most of the time. So, but, you know, it's a little bit in the attitude, a little bit in the, I think I can do that. Ho! Serious. Found a hole. That's good to know, because I don't want my outrigger on that hole. Well, we got that topped out. That ended up being some good teachable moments. We'll probably make that a video. And we're out here helping out my friend Paul. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there's a few tips and pointers in there. And Game of Trees, we're having fun. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. We'll show the felling of this on the postscript after the music.
There's always a risk when you're playing the game of trees.
Bowling with a bite. Now if I tie this right, I can get this dressed up and have all these be the same length. So we can hook both of these into the carabiner.